We'll do an impromptu Genshin Nod Cry podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I loved like almost everything.
Yeah. It was really well done.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Throw your thoughts out.
Yeah, let's go with the quest itself. So I think in terms of 0.0 quests for Genshin regions, I think it was the best. I think it was the best 0.0 we've ever had.
Yeah, I agree. What would you say would be the second?
Sumeru. But I think that's a lot of...
Ooh, it's a good one.
I also think it's a lot of nostalgia talking, though. Because here's the thing. I still feel like the actual like cinematic introduction to Sumeru is the best. Like when you walk in and you get the whole like nation appearing before you. That was cool.
Yeah.
For Not
when you
Cry,
walk up,
those camera angles on the boat when it was like zooming into all the shots and stuff, that felt a little janky to me. Like it, I don't know, like the animations weren't quite there, but everything else, dude, oh my god, everything else was so good.
I agree. I think the very beginning should have probably been like a cutscene, like when they land on Not Cry, like an actual animated cutscene.
Yeah, I think Genshin just needs more of that in general.
Yeah, kind of like a... Oh man, I hate to bring this up because I don't want to start a war or anything, but kind of like how Rina Sita was introduced in Wuwa was really well done. Like really, really, really well done.
Yeah.
So if they kind of did something like that for Nod Cry, then it'd be extra magic, you know?
True. What I did really like, and I think you'll like this as well, you finished both quests, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I loved, and I mean loved, was as soon as we got into Nod Cry, Enefa started like explaining everything, introducing us to everything. But then like one of the first things that Loma spoke about and said was the moons. And it was literally like I was sat there and I was like, beforehand, this would have been in a book in a optional world quest.
Yeah.
Like this is like before Sun and Moon in front of our eyes.
And it was also nice because even when Enefa was explaining, I never got the impression that she was really holding our hand. The dialogue felt like really natural, which I think like I attest to the writing probably just really improved.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they did a really good job. And then the first thing is a traveler, as soon as like the traveler gets off the boat, they immediately go, whoa, wait, this is where my spaceship land. And I'm just like, what? Like, what? Like, you cannot open the quest like this, bro.
Yeah, my biggest positive about the No Cry quest so far, actually. So at 1, I felt like it could have definitely done with more cutscenes. Other than that, it was pretty much perfect. I really like the pacing of Act 1. It was really, really good. Again, I would just like more cutscenes. And for Act 2, this seems like a bit of a hot take. I thought the first 2 hours were really slow. Like really yap heavy, but like...
I agree.
At first, it felt like unimportant yap until the end of the quest, and then you realize, oh, we really need to make these connections with Nefa in the tavern, even though we're repeating the same thing like 4 times. Like it makes sense, but I think they could have shortened it and again, just added a little cutscene. The second half of Act 2 was so cutscene heavy. It was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah. It was like cutscene after cutscene. It was really good.
Favorite change that they've actually made to help with the story presentation, genuinely, is giving the Traveler actual voice lines.
Yes! They're finally talking!
Oh my, like talking like a normal human being.
Yeah, and they don't feel like a self-insert anymore, which is great. Because I kind of hated that they were silent during the quest, because it's like, oh, you're supposed to substitute it with your own voice. You know, that's the impression I got.
Yeah.
But no, it's like Aether and Lumine feel like actual characters in a story that you as a viewer are following now. And it's great.
Crazy as well, right? Since Lumine wasn't even in that quest.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Damn.
Dude, that shook me, but then I'm also not surprised because in the teaser we saw like Lumine trying to approach an Aether who was backing away. Yeah. And then they were surrounded by like Wild Hunt energy. So I'm like, okay, there's something fishy here. Yeah,
I also thought, I said at the time, I was like, we know the Wild Hunt can, like the Abyss itself can take the form of other things, just like the Pyro Sovereign, right? So I was like, the Wild Hunt can probably just do it for anyone. Didn't realize it would be a freaking sinner.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Fairness, that was a cool reveal. Now, admittedly, I unfortunately saw leaks of Raria's like 3D model.
Yeah, I really don't like leaks. I really hate it, especially when people untag it. Like they just post it.
That's my issue with it. So for me, it's like I don't care if people. I still think leaks are detrimental in general.
Agreed. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, then like for upcoming characters, Hoyo could show them a little bit earlier, maybe, and get around it that way. I think that'd be fine. But for things like this, when it's just story related stuff, it's like, what are you getting out of it? Like people are leaking it and then also not tagging it as leaks. That's my biggest issue.
Yeah, and it's because imagine how much like Rare was such a well kept secret right up until like the patch package was available and people started data mining it.
Yep.
So like imagine how much cooler it would have been if we all played the story and then he showed up and we never saw anything about his model or his name or anything get leaked.
Yeah,
like imagine how much we'd all be freaking out as like a community. And I agree. I don't know that I like that Hoyo changed their drip market schedule.
Yeah.
Now it's like a week after beta goes live. So we see the leak before we even see the drip marketing, and it's kind of I'm just like, why, Hoyo? Why would you do that?
Yeah. No, it does suck a bit. In all fairness, I haven't seen that many leaks recently. Other than that, I don't think. But I'm definitely seeing them more frequent than I used to in general.
Yeah. That's why now I think from now on, before the patch goes live, like a couple days before, I'm just gonna avoid Twitter and X and TikTok altogether.
It sucks that you have to do that though, especially as a content creator.
Yeah, when you have to be checking kind of like what the current trends are. It's annoying. Yeah. But it's like I don't know, because then I sacrifice my joy of experiencing anything in the story.
True. And to be fair, if it's only Twitter, you're not really sacrificing anything positive. So
that is actually true. I think there was 1 month this year where I wasn't on Twitter at all, just because I was just busy with like life.
Damn.
And I felt happy. I don't know why. I was like, I feel so much happier. I don't know why. And then I realized I just hadn't been on Twitter for like a month.
Yeah, I think that does make a lot of sense. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Goddamn. What about you though? What are your overall, I guess, thoughts on Krai so far? Oh, wait, one more thing.
Yeah, go for it. Mm-hmm.
I'm so curious what they're going to do with Colombina, not only as a character, but also with these goddamn quests that she's going to have like once a week.
Yeah. So I don't want to sound like a Hoyo shill, but I probably am. And that's okay, whatever. Okay. I am very hopeful of where Genshin's trajectory is going after this really strong impression of Krai.
Yes.
The level of writing improvements is insane, to the point where it's kind of, I can see all the things that they were trying to fix in the previous quests. It's like I can see them as clear as day now.
Yeah.
Especially seeing what they improved with Krai. So I'm just very hopeful. And I'm in good spirits about where I think they're gonna take Krai. And I really hope like so far they've exceeded my expectations for Krai. To be fair, I kept them, even though I was very excited, I kept them pretty neutral. Because I didn't want to overhype myself, or I didn't want to, but they really exceeded my expectations. And for a lot of the characters like Lama, Flynn's, like their characters were written so well. Even characters like Aino, Yehoda, Nefer, Colombina, Sandrone, like just everyone was written so extremely well. Like Sandrone is everything I wanted her to be and more. So same thing with Aino. And Nefa even. So I don't know. I was really impressed with the writing.
Yeah.
And I really hope help. But she's Nefa's so funny. Yeah. Our little Roomba Dyson ChatGPT queen. But she's like just everything about Krai. It's like I really hope they maintain this level of quality throughout the rest of the patch and into Snezhnaya and into Khaenri'ah and so on. I really hope they keep this level of story. So when the devs were saying like, oh, like our focus is really just making a good story, they really delivered. So I'm very happy with that. I agree with you. Like there is, of course, like even though I thought like this was probably the best Archon quest we've had so far, especially an opening one.
Yep.
It's like, of course, there are things that they could improve. Like you said, I agree with you that when we entered the nation, I think it should have been a cutscene.
Yep.
where you get like a glimpse into, like, you see Nasha Town, you see all the other parts of the nation or whatever and stuff. That would have been really, really cool. I also agree that the first like third of Act 2, if not first half of Act 2, was kind of, I was getting old Archon Quest vibes, where things were kind of dragging a little. They were kind of holding your hand a little. It sucked that during the drink making game, you weren't actually mixing the drinks yourself. You just like press 3 buttons and then the drink would be perfect. So you had no choice to mess up like any of the drinks. Which could have, if you could mess up a drink, it would have opened like funnier dialogue, I feel like, in the Archon Quest. But I don't know. Yeah, so I do agree that there were some things that could be improved, but other than that, this was a really strong start to a new nation, with it being like lore drop after lore drop, and answer a question and answer a question, and then answer, and then like 5 questions. So it was really, really good. The lore payoff was so good for the last 2 quests. But yeah, that's my yap about the quests.
No, I think that's very accurate. I think that's good input. I'm curious what they're going to do after Nod Krai when it comes to Archon Quest presentation. Like you said, I do want them to uphold what they're currently doing. I was cautiously skeptical about when they said that they were going to merge the character story quests with the Archon quests.
Right. Yeah.
I'll keep it real here. I think they killed it.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
I really do, because it took me until the end of the quest and I was like, wait, oh my god, it makes so much sense. Like, that was so much about Lorma, and then like the next one's probably going to be about Flynn's, and it was, and I was like, wow.
And it was the
seamless.
one about Flynn's was great. It was great. Like his character, his story, finding out he's a Fae, finding out what he was collecting pieces of what he didn't know were Raywer's heart and stuff. I was like, wait, this is, and then trying to trying to clear his murder convictions and stuff. It was great. It was done so well. I agree with you. Yeah. I was also worried too, because I think story quest, they're either good or they kind of fall flat. It's like there's no in between. I feel like there's some story quests that are just way more superior than others in terms of story and how they portray certain characters.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, even just the focus of the quests and what they're about. Like, these two was so about the characters and involved in the Archon quest that it fit perfectly. But it's like, if we had Nilu's story quest merged in with Sumeru's Archon quest, it'd feel so out of place.
It would. I agree. And it's also kind of like it felt important to the larger story. I think that felt like it was so worth being with them as a character and learning about them, learning about their own conflicts with the rest of Nod Krai or whatever. Yep. And it just felt important. Like, it felt like the time I spent with Llama made sense. I learned so much. It contributed so much to the overarching story. Same thing with Flynn's. Yeah. Whereas, I love Jada Lee. I love her to death and I love her to pieces. But Ayato's story quest is like notorious for, it's a story quest that a lot of people say they don't like. And that's not Ayato's fault. It's not Jade's fault either. But it's just the fact that, like, in Ayato's story quest, we barely learned anything about him. It was just like the conflict between the 2 clans and finding out that there were still Fatui ties behind them or whatever. Yeah. And I wanted to learn more about him as a character, because he was so cool. Like, you find out he was this guy that was working behind the scenes while all this chaos and pandemonium was happening in Inazuma. And it was like, he's such a cool character, because he's like he's like a secret agent kind of, but not really. But like the way he operates is like one. So it would have been so cool to learn about him, but we didn't get any of that. Like, I feel like he was kind of done a disservice in his own story quest. And I agree that, like, for example, you said Nilu's story quest would have been awkward in Sumeru. Ayato's story quest would have also been way more awkward in like an Archon quest too. So I do like that they're incorporating the story quest in such a good way in an Archon quest nowadays.
Absolutely. The reason it worries me, though, is because I'm pretty certain, and they've said so much about this, within the past, 6 months, so I might have got this slightly wrong, but I vividly remember them saying that, I think it was in the 6.0 live stream, that merging the story quest with the Archon quest is not going to be a thing post Nod Krai. Like, they said
really?
I'm pretty certain they said something along the lines of like it's like not something that's going to be a permanent thing going forward. And I'm like, but it works so well. Like, I've noticed I hope they reconsider. Many more people even just after Act 1 and 2 saying, oh my god, I love the Krai characters so much. Like, I feel like they're a part of the story and stuff. It's like, I think that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope they reconsider. I really do.
Me too.
Especially because there's a lot of interesting characters in Snezhnaya.
Yep.
And I love the prospect of having a Dainsleif story quest within an Archon quest.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I'm waiting for now. So I really hope they reconsider, because I think that'd be such a good idea to just keep it, especially with how they did it.
Still holding out
really
hope that he's going to be playable, huh?
Yeah. I mean, no, hear me out. Listen. Hold on. Holding out on a hope. He's confirmed.
He is. Can you imagine?
People keep trolling me with that.
Can you imagine though? Right, hear me out. Imagine if Genshin Impact final patch comes around and he's still not playable. But they announced Genshin Impact 2 and he's the main character.
If they don't, oh my good lord, Bran, if they don't let me transfer my resources to the second game, I'm gonna figuratively expire myself. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh god.
I am sitting on like, I think 800 wishes plus now of, what is it? The Stardust? Not the Stardust, the Star Glitter. And if I can't bring that over to the new game, you're gonna see me on the news.
Oh god, don't say that.
See me on the news. I'm gonna. Okay, wait, let me not breathe that into existence. Hold on. I'm gonna like launch myself into the moon. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you're gonna become the new moon goddess.
Yeah. And then just smite whoever was in charge of that. No, I won't. In charge of that decision. No, I won't. But I'll be on the moon somewhere. That's for sure.
The moon haunts you.
Leave the planet.
Jesus. Yeah, I was very. Here's the thing. This is so weird for me. It's weird for me to say this. Out of all of the harbingers, and I'm still gonna call her a harbinger just for consistency's sake, Colombina was like, I was zero hype for Colombina. Weirdly. I had a feeling she'd be like super lore important. Obviously, I think everybody did, just with the motifs on the outfit design and stuff.
The angel, yeah.
But like in terms of other harbingers, like I don't know, bro. Like she was in the middle for me, very much in the middle.
That's fair, yeah.
After this quest, I'll keep it real here. When they showed her in the live stream, and it was like, oh yeah, you can go and like, you know, hold hands with Colombina or whatever it was. I was like, oh god, they're just gonna like
walk with her and sing with her.
They're just gonna friendify her. I don't know how they did this, but I genuinely feel like they did friendify her, but quite literally in the perfect way.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
I don't feel like it was forced. I feel like it makes sense, and I feel like we're still going to learn more the more we go, and she's not just going to be this divine being that has only ever done good. We know that. But the fact that we get to learn why she, like, in the future, we're going to learn why she joined the Fatui, why she left the Fatui, what the hell happened to her originally before Lama even met her. Like an potentially original moon goddess. They've hit the nail on the head with Colombina, which is very surprising to me, to be honest.
Yeah. It made her, I feel like this quest made her all the more intriguing too.
Yes, it did. I am already, it's been 2 days, and I'm like, I need like Act 3 now.
Same. Dude, her introduction, I think in the quest was perfect.
It was
like
great.
my mouth dropped when I entered like the domain the first time, and then you just hear her like singing, echoing throughout the room, and then the way the domain looked was beautiful, or the area looked was so beautiful, and it was just so hauntingly gorgeous that it was everything I wanted, like in a Colombina introduction. It was just really well done. And then when she gets upset, the flowers turn red and stuff, and I was like, this is sick, like this is awesome.
Don't you think that's interesting?
Yeah, I think it is, especially because another thing that's red that's related to a moon is a crimson moon. And it's interesting that like the emotion of anger evoked that red color from the flowers that are sensitive to moon energy.
Well,
it's very interesting.
It's not only that, it's the fact that, okay, yes, you were very correct, and that is exactly what I was thinking, but there's 2 extra things that I think bode in terms of lore for that situation.
Give it to me.
There's 3 colors of flowers. Blue for the frost moon. White, which is powerless, basically, for the eternal moon. And then red for the crimson moon.
For the crimson moon. She's American. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, red, white, and blue. But yeah, the moon's die, you just hear a fucking bald eagle. Sandrona comes with the guns out. Oh god.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
What the fuck is a kilometer? But yeah, it's that, and it's also one thing that really stuck out to me that we never truly got like a direct answer to what she was referencing, and I feel like we kind of just got it weirdly, is Citlali has dreams a lot, and
the crimson. She was like danger.
Red, the color of danger is red in a panic.
Yeah. I remember that. That was creepy when that happened to Citlali, but I love that scene.
Yeah, and we never really got an answer to what that was all about or what she saw, and it's like I could imagine very much that being a reaction to seeing those flowers or seeing through the eyes of Colombina or something. Yeah. And yeah, or seeing through the eyes of us in the future or something like that. It's very interesting.
That's a cool connection. I like it. Yeah. That's a really, really cool connection. Oh, you know what kind of gave me the creeps? Remember when Colombina was saying she can see the true moon beyond the false sky? And this kind of creeped me out because remember the Traveler, when they absorbed the moon marrow?
Yeah.
They were like, oh, I can finally see it. The true moon beyond the false sky. What color was it? It was freaking gold.
Yes.
And I was like, what the heck? Because the only time we've ever seen that gold color again was during the Inazuma Archon quest when he was battling the Raiden Shogun. And he was assembling the wills of all the people that he encountered in Inazuma. And then that power ended up becoming gold.
That's so funny you say that because, yes, it's the only time the Traveler has seen that.
Yeah, the gold, yeah.
But I picked up on something different during that.
Ooh, tell me.
And you're going to have to let me explain this, okay?
Okay, I'll let you cook.
Because this is going to be a little bit weird. I'm going to share my screen with you.
Okay, let me watch it.
Okay, and then I guess I will also, for the recording, I will
oh my gosh, it's already the God's Limits teaser. Okay.
So... okay, this whole room is pretty much the exact same color reference. And what I found really interesting about this is we learned the fact that the real Frost Moon is beyond the full sky. Bro, I think that's where they are right now.
Ooh, on the Frost Moon?
Yes, and the reason
the real
why
Frost Moon
is this.
When he stares up at Celestia?
Well, that's it. I don't think he's staring at Celestia.
Oh, you think he's staring beyond it? Are you saying Kiro can see the real?
Yes, I think he's staring beyond the full sky to the Frost Moon, and that's where the shades are.
Wait, you're so right, because what is it? Issaroth said that, there's someone's gaze.
Yeah, they're not supposed to see this far.
Yeah, and then Renova was like, who the heck could that be? And then it zooms to Pierre. I think you might be right. You're onto something.
Yep.
That was pretty sick.
I genuinely think that is it. Especially because then it shows up to Colombina afterwards at the end of that, and she's glitching in and out and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe
she's fading from existence.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe it's not that, but that's what I picked up instantly from that. I was like, I know
like
that color, and like instantly my mind just went to Pierre. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's a really good observation. Honestly, I feel like we're at a point where we can leave no stone unturned, and every possibility is possible. Which I love this because it's like uncharted territory for us as a community.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, no, it's great. This is kind of why. Again, I hate to bring it up, but it's like this is kind of why I don't like leaks, because it's like this fun thing of us trying to figure out everything together. I feel like we're robbed of it the moment you look at leaks. Because then it's like, well, it takes the fun out of searching. It takes the fun out of considering all the possibilities, you know?
Yeah, true. You're right.
But c'est la vie, you know?
C'est la vie. But no, I love making the theories. Your videos lately have been hella good too. Oh my
Oh,
god.
thank you. I've been trying my hardest. Okay, you don't understand. I told Jonathan yesterday my brain is broken because ever since I finished the quest, I've been okay. So I've been going to the Genshin wiki page so often because I cross-reference a bunch of stuff, especially if I don't have it unlocked yet, because it's like new items that I haven't encountered or whatever. I rarely go artifact farming, so I have to read like the descriptions on the wiki page because I don't have the artifact.
Okay, fair.
So I always open that page to cross-reference all the texts, like to make sure and to fact check. And I opened it so many times unnaturally in the past couple of days that today it gave me a captcha to be like, are you a bot? Because you've been on this page like an unnecessary, like unnaturally amount of times. And I'm just like, I can't, because I've just been jumping from page to page trying to make all these connections. And I told Jonathan, I'm like, dude, my brain is broken right now. I'm like, I've been going through so many Wikipedia pages, the Genshin wiki, so many research papers.
God.
Because I'm convinced. So I had this theory a couple of videos ago where I said like the fall of the moons is the reason for the Diluvian period of Teyvat. Because I don't remember if I don't know if you have seen these, but if you look at the description of like the Violet Court in Inazuma, yeah, and also the Chasm, where they said like Teyvat had one point, and Fontaine, where they said at one point Teyvat had massive flooding, like throughout the entire world, and they called it the Diluvian period, which is, you know, a reference to the biblical flood, but it means that Teyvat had its own equivalent of like a biblical flood, and it drowned like islands in Inazuma were lost to it because of the flood. And it makes sense because I was reading a bunch of hypothetical scientific, so many articles, scientific scenarios of what like physicists and astrophysicists would think would happen if the moon was suddenly destroyed. And what would happen is so the moon's gravitational pull is responsible for the tidal waves and the tide in Earth, right? So imagine it as someone holding a massive aquarium tank full of water. What happens if the person holding the tank suddenly disappears? The water just drops everywhere, right? So imagine if the moon suddenly gets destroyed and what was once holding up the tide just suddenly lets go. So in a disaster scenario, the destruction of the moon is actually going to cause like two massive tidal waves that will collide and actually cause a flood potentially. So I think the antediluvian period of Teyvat happened because of the destruction of the moons. The three moons were gone. And it's kind of interesting because there's so many. My brain is like so broken because not only have they been throwing like a ton of moon sister lore and stuff at us, they also threw that wrench in our entire mechanism of the freaking travelers. And they're like, oh, their spaceship landed in Teyvat, but then why is the spaceship still sealed? And the sibling is out of it. What do you mean?
But it's like, okay, you know, I heard a very interesting theory the other day, and I'm starting to believe it weirdly, like dead ass. I'm starting to believe Lumine isn't real.
Yes, or that she's like a duplicate or something because she just suddenly spawned in Khaenri'ah. Like, I hate this.
That, like, we never saw her leave the spaceship, but we saw her come to rescue us. And then also, every single time we have met Lumine, we've never been able to touch her. She might never have actually been there.
Existed. Yep. I hate it.
They made a pretty big deal out of it in this quest, when we get to actually touch Lumine, and they zoomed in on the moment that we touch her, and it's not even her.
No, it's not even her. She disintegrates into Abyssal. Like, I hate this. I hate it so much, Bran. I hate that. Especially because it's like the massive hint that we always go back to is Nahida at the end of the Sumeria Archon quests.
Yeah.
And when she goes like, oh, like your sibling has recordings of them in the Aramin Soul, which means they came from Teyvat. And you're just like, what do you mean? They came from Teyvat. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, and according to the record, they just suddenly spawned in Khaenri'ah, and there's no information about like your sibling before that. And I'm just like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like who made you?
What? Not to mention, so there's something that's been driving me crazy, Bran, and this is what caused my brain to break yesterday, and I had to pause and play Rust for like 3 hours because of how broken my brain was.
Oh, wow, you must be broken. What?
So in the vision of the traveler, and quote, their sibling, landing to Teyvat, we only see one shooting star in the sky, and that's the one spaceship that landed in Teyvat. However, when you watch any cutscene of the twins supposedly landing in Teyvat, there's 2 stars in the sky.
Yeah, okay.
What's the second star?
I'm gonna
What is
have
the second star?
Okay, hold on. Nod Krai spaceship landing. I'm gonna have to go back real quick and take a look at this because I could have sworn I could have sworn we could see 2 stars. They were just very close to each other.
Here, I'm gonna pull up the video.
Yeah, maybe it's just the lighting on it, but like for me, I can definitely see 2 here.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna go back.
Like
Hold on. I think it's quest 2, right? Because in quest 1 it's blurry.
I have a video here. I can send it to you.
Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah, I think this might even be the blurry one, but like you can see, it's it just looks like this one is closely behind the other one, or maybe no, yeah, it does. The closer it gets, the actually I don't know. No, now that I see, I can kind of.
It looks like one.
It does look like one, or they're just like side by
see where
side.
you're seeing 2. I see where you're seeing 2 though, but you know what I think it is? I think the 2 points that we're seeing.
But then wait, no, you're right.
Is actually
you're right,
this.
You're right. No, you're right though, because he said they were in the same ship.
I think it's like the prongs on the ship that I think that makes it look like 2 stars overlapped on top of each other.
Okay, here's the thing. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm pretty sure you're right. This is just one ship and 1 star, but it still makes perfect sense that in other cutscenes we see 2 stars because it's not the same event that we're seeing. What we're seeing in the other cutscenes is the sustainer shooting us back down to Teyvat after all of the other stuff. It's not.
That's a good theory. I like that.
Well, I guess it is a theory. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I always.
So you're thinking the opening cutscene is like out of order. So when we see like the shooting stars getting shot out, it's actually the 2 siblings getting shot back down to Teyvat. And then the cutscene is like, oh, when we tried to leave. Then it's like, so you're saying like the scene in the very beginning with the 2 stars and then we pass Venti's statue. Like, oh, okay, wait, hold on. Genshin opening. Cause no, that's a good theory though. Cause I'm like, what if like the very first cutscene we see is out of order already intentionally? You know what I mean? So it's like throwing us off. So here's like the first opening cutscene. There's 2 stars. And then immediately after that scene, when we pass like, Venti's statue, it cuts to this. It's an interesting theory to say that these 2 scenes are actually out of order. Yeah. So the second scene, I actually like that theory a lot, that the second scene was actually the first thing, and the first thing we see is actually the aftermath. Like that's after the twins got separated. I do like that theory a lot.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like we leave no stone unturned. Like we're at this point, you know?
But I feel like all my stones are turned at this point.
That's fair. You know what? I was thinking the other explanation for this could be why there's 2 stars in the sky. The only scenario I can think of is it's just Istaroth meddling.
Yeah.
There's I think the reason why there's 2 stars is because I think there's 2 points in time that are overlapping at this very moment. Unless this is a retcon. And I don't know.
Nah.
But the only reason I can think of for shenanigans like this is Istaroth with weird time stuff happening.
Yeah. Or I guess it'd even be possible for oh my god, why am I forgetting it? Asmodee as well. Because her stuff with space is very still very new to me. Like I don't really understand it. Like even at the end of the last quest where we went to oh my god, where the old camp where Lumine had the freaking where Lumine had the
key.
Luma Fate. And we saw that Asmodee was listening in the back. That
Right,
was
right.
very interesting to me, and it's like, why? And then we got the shade stuff, and then obviously no Krai now with multiple new characters and things like that, and they're still gatekeeping Vodka's 3D model. I'm still pissed. Yeah,
That's so funny.
bro. Whenever anybody mentions Vodka, all I picture is just, we're here. I'm here for the moon, and then just like. I picture Moon Knight because yes,
The moon haunts you.
we've seen what it looks like in the damn trailer, but I want to see his 3D model, man. I really want to see it.
I have high expectations for his 3D model because of how detailed all the Nod Krai characters have been so far. Like it's kind of sad because you can see how dated some of the older models are compared to the newer ones.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if they're gonna gradually push in changes for some of the older character designs, just because it's like it's a little jarring. Not gonna lie.
It really is. You put Diluc next to Nefer.
Yeah.
And you
it's
would
just kind
never guess they're from the same game.
Yeah, especially Diluc without his Diluciano Rogvin Grande costume. Like, it's so, I feel so bad. Like, they did him so dirty. He's such a good character, and then his model just did him so dirty.
How did you just say that so smoothly?
Because I say it so often.
Diluciana
Rogvin Grande.
It sounds like a slur. Ragvin Grande. Interesting.
Because his like high ponytail, I don't know. I love calling him that though, especially like the skinned version of him. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm hoping they push out more character skins for that reason. Because Yelan with her new skin looks really good. Like they improved her hair. She doesn't have like that fab anymore.
Yeah.
So I think she looks like really good with her new skin compared to like her older model. Like she looks like she fits in with Nod Krai. And the newer regions and stuff. Yeah. So I'm hoping they do that for the rest of the characters. Yeah, we'll see, I guess. What else has your brain broken right now after Nod Krai?
Honestly, the fact that Remnants was using almost 10% of his power.
It's only 10%.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think there's probably so much more, bro. There's probably so much more. But
I hope we lose against him, to be honest.
I said the same thing.
Oh, yeah, good.
Yeah, I want the bad guys to win.
I do. Yeah, me too.
Not for the whole plot. Don't get me wrong. I want to see everything resolved, and I want to see the Traveler win in the end. But,
I want the win. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I want the win to feel earned, and I want it to.
Yes!
I want it to feel like we don't just win every time. And I know there's been patches before where things have felt like a defeat, like the Natlan patch with the
Natlan,
wall,
yeah.
right? That felt
that was really well done.
But it's like we still won. We had losses, but we still no. I want a full on defeat.
Still, like, to be fair, we did lose a lot of. But to be fair, there were NPCs, but there were still like the number was like it was like 2,000 something NPCs were lost or whatever.
Yeah.
So they made like a memorial for them. So that was good. I agree. But I want it to feel like impactful. Like I want the loss to feel impactful and feel like you said exactly verbatim. I want the win to feel earned. Like we had to work really dang hard to win,
dude,
and defeat them. And maybe we don't completely defeat them. They're gonna come back later.
I want I'm talking about like a literal, for one patch at least, a full on loss. You know what I'd love?
Yeah.
You know what I'd love? I would love for these Nod Krai Luna quests, the Song of the Welkin Moon quest, to go all the way through all patches, like not skipping out a patch for filler. And I would love for, just as an example here, for let's just say Act 4.
Like Amphorius?
Yes. I would love for like Act 4, just as an example, to have us lose and have like let's just say, I don't know, since Remnants is like a moon hunter basically, let's say he like uses his abyssal powers to corrupt the frost moon beyond the sky, and Colombina is like that's when she fades out, and then maybe Lorma's power dissipates and she's in like real bad shape, or maybe something happens to her, and then the quest ends. And then the next quest is us trying to fix things and not being able to. I want to feel that defeat for 2 whole patches, and then the next quest we can go and fix things and like wrap things up. That's fine. But
You know what would be great actually to add on to that? It'd be great if like let's say for example, Rare eclipses the moon, and I want like the moon to be gone from the sky and everything looks creepy.
Yes. Oh, yes. That'd be so
like
cool.
like the land is dark, and when you go to Krai, it's like overrun by abyssal energy, and it's like you're left with that for like a month and a half after the Archon quest. You're just left sitting there really feeling the loss. Like, oh man, make me feel hopeless. I love this.
One thing I know they would never do, but I would love if they did, is exactly that, but for the entirety of Teyvat.
Yes, yeah, I was just thinking that too. All of Teyvat, yeah. Go to Inazuma, dark and scary.
Yeah, go to Mondstadt.
Go to
it's all
Mondstadt, dark and scary
areas. Oh man.
Yeah, and then maybe when you talk to some NPCs, they're a little freaked out. Like, hey, what's going on? I don't know what's happening. This is kind of creepy.
Oh, it'd be so
that would
good.
be. I hope they do that, and maybe that's why the system requirements for Genshin are higher than before. Because then I could see them accommodating something like that with the new specs.
They just needed to render old Llama's assets, man.
Llama's old assets?
No, they upped the requirements because they needed to render Llama's assets.
Help! Yeah, it's very system intensive, I could tell.
It is. But yeah, no, that was pretty much it. I think the only other thing that was kind of on my mind is the moon fragments, especially on Hisi Isle. Looking very similar to the pillars of Celestia.
With like the energies emanating. It'd be really creepy, Bran, if the celestial nails were made from like the fragments of the bodies of the Moon Sisters. That'd be really creepy, but I would love that.
Yeah, that is true. It's also interesting. Celestia literally means like the sky or heaven. So it's like,
the sky's a lie.
We still know so little about Celestia. And to be honest, I feel like even after Krai, I feel like Celestia is going to be the one thing we don't learn too much more about. I don't think Celestia is going to wake up in Krai. I would love to be proven wrong, but at this point, I'm like, bro, we've had everything in the book to wake them up. We literally had an OG dragon sovereign regain his divinity, or not divinity, but you know what I mean.
His authority.
Authority, that's it. And we've now got the sinners coming to Teyvat, like in person, in the flesh, literally. Like, if you're gonna wake up, now's the fucking time, bro. Like, come on. So, I don't know. I feel like Celestia sleeping is definitely more than just them resting up until they need to say something. I feel like there's a problem in Celestia. I feel like they're not actually the bad guys. Don't shoot me down. No,
I'm with you. I will forever be a Khaenri'ah defender because that's just my whole branding. But I do agree with the way Genshin's writing is. Even what do you call it? Factions that seem nefarious, like for example the Abyss Order, right? Yeah. They have an ulterior motive that you can kind of see reason behind. Like for example, the Abyss Order is trying to essentially, like, they're just trying to bring back their homeland because they feel they were done wrong by Celestia. They're literally trying to collect whatever piece of this fallen homeland they have left and try to recreate it as a haven for their people. So it's kind of like, even though we know they're this nefarious organization, it's like you also can understand where there's strife and where everything is coming from.
It's so crazy as well, because that's exactly what the Khaenri'ahs are also trying to do.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's interesting. But then similarly, it's like for Celestia, we know the Abyss is bad, and we know they've had to make sacrifices in order to keep the Abyss from essentially taking over the world. Point in case being the Celestial Nails. Like the Celestial Nails had to be probably placed in some crucial parts of Teyvat to stop the spread of the Abyss, but we lost kingdoms to it. Like for example, Salvindignir, like everyone there died as a result of the Celestial Nail.
Yes. What do you think of the theory? I think it's a very interesting one personally. So obviously Nibelung put the moons in the sky. The war between the dragons and the Archons, and also the rest of Teyvat, the Heavenly Prince, just everything. Been multiple wars, but what do you think of the theory that obviously the forbidden knowledge being abyssal knowledge, and the nails from Celestia pinning down Nibelung's corpse?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, have you seen?
Actually, that's
the
so
images?
dark. I think. No, send it to me. I don't think I've seen it.
Okay.
I love that idea though. That's super dark, and I love it.
It's very much not a high quality image. But you can see this is where the nails and theoretical nails are supposed to be.
Oh no! Does that mean the chasm is actually his butthole? Oh wait, maybe not. Let's see.
Close.
I was like, that would suck because there's a nail there.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so scary.
It'd be cool though,
Wait,
right?
I love this. It would be really cool, and I would actually love that.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
I think that would be so sick.
It'd make quite a bit of sense with like the abyss and the goop and everything else. Like it's still being residual from Nibelung's corpse.
From his corpse, yeah. I like that. I love that theory a lot. I think that's really creepy, and I'm all for having creepy things in Genshin.
I think it's also interesting just because it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a dragon get corrupted by the abyssal knowledge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Yep, Durin.
And be
Case in point.
confined into one space by something.
Mm-hmm.
And then also being resurrected. I'm just saying.
So about that, something that kind of creeps me out a little bit is the connection. I've been trying to ignore this this connection in the back of my head because it kind of the implications actually scare me a little bit, but they excite me, but they scare me a little bit.
Okay.
It's the correlation between Nibelung and Irmin. So all the dragon sovereigns so far have had names that refer to like different cultures, right? So you have the Leviathan for Nuvalat, which is biblical. You have Apep, Chiwakoto, and so they're all what do you call it? They're all names native to whatever area has inspired whatever country they're in, right? But Nibelung specifically is from Nordic origin. And it's really interesting that Irmin and Nibelung both have this desire to pursue abyssal knowledge in order to save their kingdom or to save like their territory and stuff. And I just don't like how closely parallel they kind of are. Because it's like now you're dancing with the implication or the possibility that Irmin could be like Nibelung reborn or like a fragment of his consciousness like reborn in Khaenri'ah, because Khaenri'ahs have primordial gems in their eyes. And anything primordial now we know is tied either to Celestia or the dragons, right? Which in Celestia's case would make more sense if they were more related to like the dragons.
Yeah.
Or they had a correlation with the dragons because they're so like anti-Celestia. They're very anti like we don't want gods and stuff. So it's I don't know. It's kind of the implication's kind of interesting. So I'm just like I'm trying to ignore that connection because I'm like I don't want to even think that King Irmin is like Nibelung come back and it's the part of his because it's like we encountered something similar with like there's so many instances in which a consciousness has come back and they're pursuing the same thing again. And then parts where like, a consciousness has been split and then there's the evil side and then there's the good side, like with Enefa, the Dragon Lord consciousness. All of that happened in the Nodcry prelude. And I'm just like, man, I was like, if King Irmin was like a part of him reborn, or he was like inspired by the work of Nibelung or something, and that's why he's so adamant about pursuing abyssal knowledge for the greater good of like his nation. And it's like it and I feel like it ties into the whole fact that like history repeats itself. Like Genshin constantly tells us that like history constantly repeats itself. We're constantly making the same mistakes. How do we change it? So it's just I'm like, oh, I hate how thematic it is, how kind of poetic and ironic it is, but their connection's there. You know what else kind of has my brain broken a little too? So in the Song of the Welcome Moon web teaser or the web event, they say that Nodcry, the land itself, was made from the remnants of the fourth moon that failed to rise. According to Enefa's weapon, the Fractured Halo, the dragons, when the three moons were under the control of the heavenly principles, they tried to make like another moon. So I'm like, is Nodcry made from the fragments of the moon that the dragons tried to make, like the fourth moon that they were trying to make? And is Nodcry the land itself, like the moon is in pieces probably, like this fourth moon that failed to materialize or whatever. Is that Colombina's moon? Question mark.
It's a good theory. I like the idea of that, especially because like the whole like with Natlan, phlogiston is the main like primordial energy source basically, and it's very present in the land of Natlan, and in Nordcry obviously it's all the I was going to say Kakuku, bro. Oh my god, oh my god.
Kuvaki.
Kuvaki.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Kukuku. No, yeah, it makes sense. Here, yeah, I'll send you the screenshot of where it says that.
Sweet. But yeah, like you can see all of the oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's you can see, you can use the power of Kuvaki all around Nod Krai, so it makes sense that it would be the remnants of the fourth moon. Do you think that also, since that's where the moon power is in Nod Krai, probably because the land is made up of it, do you think it holds any weight then with what people theorized quite a long time ago, I guess, which would have been the land of Teyvat, all the different places are remnants of the original bodies of the dragon sovereigns where they died, quote unquote?
I like that. Yeah, that's a long-standing theory, and I really, really like that theory so far.
Because then all of the elemental ley lines and elemental energy, it makes sense that that Sumeru would be Dendro because of a pair, but it makes sense that Fontaine would be Hydro because of Nuvalet.
Yep.
It's an interesting
I like that.
one.
I like that theory a lot. Yeah. And it's also like, if you read, like the concept of things being made from the bodies of great beasts is like pretty prevalent in Genshin. For example, the Melusine were created from the body of LNS, but even taking it back further than that is if you read the lore of the finale, the Deep Galleries artifact set, it talks about how the Snowland Fae and potentially the Frostmoon Scions, like they were created by the first angel and the Voyager from the bodies of great beasts, from the bodies of like dragons and stuff, right? So it would make sense that I really like that theory a lot, and I hope it's one of the theories that come true because I think it's really cool. But I agree with you, like it'd be really cool, and that's why you see so many instances of a particular element being prevalent in certain nations.
Yeah.
Because that's where the dragon's authority physically is, which would be really cool. Yeah. It should be very, very cool.
And it's not the first time we've seen, obviously, like mind, body, and soul being split. The train gets me every time.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. It's the Astral Express passing by. You know what I mean? There's so many travelers and aliens passing by. I'm somewhere in space, you know. Don't dox me, but I'm somewhere in space.
Bro's heading towards the Frost Moon.
Yeah, exactly. That's Astral Express number 2. But no, I agree with you. I think that'd be so cool. I hope Nod Krai is so fun because it's like the possibility that these old theories are gonna finally be truth. It feels so real now in Nod Krai because of just how many lore bomb after lore bomb they've dropped constantly already. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited for the future patches as well because I feel like it's just going to open up new windows, new doors every single time. We're definitely going to leave with more questions than answers, as we always do, but at least we're getting answers now, which is nice. So,
and there are also questions that I feel like they feel like they have weight to them now. For example, like when I love Natlan, like I love the lore of Natlan. I love the character designs. I love the overworld design. But I will say that the way it portrayed the story or the way it delivered the story may not have been my favorite.
Yeah.
I think the scene of Malika punching a hole into the sky was so cool, but then there was that resounding notion in the community that people were confused what that even was, and there was an overwhelming amount of people that were like, "What the heck is this?" You know what I mean? And it's like that precisely is the problem they're trying to solve with Natlan. There are these huge lore things that, like you said, have, you know, we would have found out in a world quest. We would have found out in some artifact, in some random item that you come across in the game. And I feel like it's become a detriment to them when they were telling Natlan's story, because I think they tried to have these like pivotal lore things happen in the middle of Natlan, but now they're having a hard time explaining it because none of that lore was in the forefront, you know?
It's also like I feel like they learned from the previous mistake already, maybe, or maybe this was just a rush or something. But I'm sure you also didn't like this, but correct me if I'm wrong. The Dane quest where he fought what was his name? The two immortal beings fighting basically, and all it showed was the rock shaking. That was a big pain point for a lot of people when it comes to story presentation. I'm assuming you weren't the biggest fan of that since you're like the biggest Dane simp.
Yeah, I ranted about this where I said I really wanted a Dane cutscene, like an animated cutscene.
Yeah.
Because I think like, first of all, I'm thankful that they added him as like a summon that we can finally see. Like, so the entire time, that entire segment, I let Dane do all the fighting. I just stood there as Farina and healed myself. Because I think Farina is one of the characters that's closest to me in height. So then it would feel like, you know, like I was kind of there and he was protecting me, you know, just like a little bit of role playing. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt nobody. So I let him do all the work, and seeing him do like all this big PP damage was great. But I agree with you. I was not a fan of, we're going to cut to the outside and you're just going to see the screen shaking. Yeah. And I'm just like really, you're not going to show us him fighting with Hayden or Haddon, whatever his name was. Like, what one of his mentor, like the person that trained him as a knight in Khaenri'ah and like was treated him in Certology pretty badly, you know what I mean? Like his bestie Certology. And it's just like, you're not gonna show that fight in like a formal cutscene with the like, okay, I liked in the We Will Be Reunited Archon quest that we got to actually see a cutscene of Dainsleif fighting and him showing his abilities. And it was really well animated, and him Naruto running into the abyss portal, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I agree with you. I was really upset at that. I was.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like with Rhea, at least, they learned from that. Again, to be fair, I am very much assuming that this whole animated sequence with Rhea was made a year plus ago.
Right.
But it's definitely a step in the right direction. Overall, I'm so happy with how Natlan turned out. I was cautiously skeptical, I think, for obvious reason. But yeah, I'm really happy with it overall. Again, it's not perfect. Definitely, there's definitely a couple of small pain points, but they're so small that I just like at this point I don't even care.
Negligible. Yeah.
As a story lover, anyway, I'm like, just give me more of this, and I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. You know what kind of, okay, can I share with you a theory? It's still, I will disclaimer, it's still in the middle of cooking. I have like these massive notepads of like, so right now I'm working on the script for the next video. But I've spent the past couple of days working on the theory part. Like every time I try to put it down and write the actual script, this thought will come up and be like, oh my gosh, you know, like I'm gonna bother you now. So then I have to pivot away. And so anyways, in preparation of Nod Krai, I was researching a bunch of stuff, culture, scientific, whatever my hands could reach. And the moon is also pretty prevalent in Chinese culture and Chinese mythology. So for example, they have things called the moon gate, which, you know, you see the different phases of the moon. It makes the garden very beautiful and stuff. And it was interesting because I was wondering how they'd incorporate the concept of a moon gate in Nod Krai. And we saw it. So during the domain where you fight with your quote unquote sibling, every time they unlocked a moon gate, it opened up a portal. And a portal that we know of in Genshin is the Spiral Abyss, which is a portal to like another realm. And it's interesting because another portal we hear about is in Khaenri'ah, which is a story that correlates with Arlecchino, another character in the story that is associated with the Crimson Moon. So I'm wondering if these moon gates, or if in the future of the story we're gonna encounter moon gates that are actually portals to other realms. So we have like the light realm, the human realm, the void realm. And I'm wondering if like Khaenri'ah, because we know that like Khaenri'ah is an outlander, right? Came from another world. I wonder if you had to cross like a moon gate in order to get into Teyvat or get in and out of like another world. And the reason why the twins can't leave is because there's no portal, essentially. Like that's probably open or whatever. The chimney. I was thinking of that, like the concept. Yeah, that's it. Like you had to cross somewhere. So I'm wondering if that was like the moon gate, essentially, or one of. It's a concept that I think would be cool if they explored. And then there's also like, I don't really believe in this stuff, but it's like there is this. I think they're like mystic beliefs. Where it's akin to astrology, akin to what do you call this? Manifestation, kind of. Okay. Where they say there's certain dates where like the moon portal opens and then you can transcend into like another world. There's a lot of people that believe this concept.
As in transcend, as in
it's almost like you astral project into like another realm. So it's like, let's say like there's a full moon on September 8th, the moon portal is open. Like people actually, there's a lot of people that like believe this, right?
Okay.
So and Genshin is no stranger to mysticism or things that correlate with mysticism. So for example, all of Genshin Impact's Archon structure is based off Gnosticism, right?
Yes.
Which is a form of like mysticism. And there's also like there's just so many things, especially with like Nod Krai. There's a lot of and the shades and stuff. They all deal with things that are in mysticism. So I wonder if they're gonna tackle that too, where it's like, oh, there's only a certain time of day in the year where this portal to this realm will open, and then the traveler has to go there or whatever. They kind of tease something like it with like the moon. What do you call it? The moon marrow. Where it's like there's only a certain time where you can open it, or that's what, at least according to Llama.
Yes.
But we learned that really wasn't the case. But it'd be interesting if they play around with the concept of moon gates.
Yeah, I was thinking the first thing you were going to say when you said Moongate was what Colombina opened up to teleport all of us back to her domain as well.
That is true too. Yeah, it was a portal.
Yeah.
And then this what do you call it? This I had this theory a while ago too that like I was convinced that the Irminsuls are of lunar origin. A lot because there's a quest in Enconomia where you escort the souls of Enconomia into this golden realm. And the boatman. Yeah, but then the boat. Oh, I'm sorry, not Enconomia. I'm sorry, Surumi Island. My bad.
Oh yeah.
In Surumi Island, where you do the quest with the boatman, and he escorts the souls back to like the afterlife, and he describes the afterlife as a lunar palace, which had me thinking like, oh, the only other time we've heard of lunar palace was in correlation with the Moon Sisters.
True.
And because they rode their chariot out of the lunar palace, and it was interesting because I was thinking, okay, that I'm wondering if the Irminsul is probably has lunar origin, because if you look at like the fragile resin or anything that's related to you unlocking the artifacts and stuff in the ley lines, they're all like moon. They look like moons. Even the fragile resin, like the condensed resin, looks like a full moon, crescent moon, whatever.
Yeah, carry on.
And it's cool because in this quest, we use the moon marrow to see what the history of the true past. And what is the Irminsul? It's literally the database of the entire history / past of everything that happened in Teyvat. It's like a record of everything that happened. And it's kind of cool that like
I guess the moon can give us the true past like without Irminsul manipulation.
And I feel like the reason why the Irminsul is kind of faulty, the reason why it's not really the true record, is because at some point when the trees were made, the trees actually came from Celestia. So the moon was under Celestia's control. So it's kind of like tampered power. You know what I mean? Like Celestia kind of tampered with their power, and that's why the Irminsuls aren't really perfect at record keeping.
I mean, I guess it could also just be forbidden knowledge, right? We learned about that in Sumeru from the Nihida and stuff.
That's true too. Yeah, it could have also just had a role in the trees. But
corruption.
We do know that the trees were there around the time that the moons would have been under the Celestia's control because of Salvindignir.
True.
Yeah, the moons were destroyed when the Celestial Nails came around the same time the Celestial Nails came down. They were almost simultaneous. So we know for a fact that Salvindignir were using these trees to communicate with the deities, with the gods. So we know that this was the time that, you know, they would have been under Celestia's control.
Bro, I just realized I knew we'd done a video like this before.
Oh, like the pre-Nod Cry.
Dude,
yeah, we did a pre-Nod Cry one.
It was 5 months ago, and the video was just about losing our minds about Genshin Impact for 16 minutes featuring Dainsleif, and this one's going to be like an hour long.
Losing our minds again. And I'm telling you, like, I haven't even done the world quests yet, but I've been told that the world quests were also pretty lore heavy, but I probably won't cover them in this video. There is one that some people have been recommending me to do. It's like, okay, it's this quest. Apparently it's only 15 minutes long, Bran, so you should probably do it too.
100%. I do most of the world quests, but...
Good. But this is probably a good one for you to do on stream too. So apparently if you go to like that red-blue area, it'll trigger a 15-minute quest, and it's just 15 minutes.
Okay.
So I was probably going to do it later tonight too, because apparently there's some juicy lore in that one.
Hell yeah.
I'm so excited for the world quest because I feel like if that was the Archon quest and the world quest always deliver with big gigalore bombs of doom, then this one is probably also going to be pretty fire.
I can't imagine. Unless, I mean, hey, maybe because they're putting the whole lore Ussie into the Archon quest now.
It's flipped.
Yeah.
And the world quests aren't as juicy because it's all in the Archon quest. I feel like that's the best case scenario, to be honest.
It is, yeah, for sure.
Because most people are going to play the Archon quest. I'm sure there's so many people up until this day, including myself, who haven't 100% RNR yet.
Yeah.
So,
bro, wait.
did you? You can be honest. Did you finish RNR?
No. I finished the quest.
Yeah, same. Oh, okay. I haven't finished the quest.
Oh, no, I finished the quest. I never did the buck stuff, though, or found the missing RNRs.
Yeah, I haven't done any. Yeah, I'm like, I think when I checked my RNR progress, I'm like 90% or 85% of the way done. I slowly chip away at it.
I'm probably about 3. Oh,
3%?
You mean with the quest?
Yeah, the quest, the really long one.
Oh my god. Hey, the good thing about it is you're at least close to the good part.
Oh, really?
The end.
Okay. The end.
No, I like the end.
That's so
genuinely.
funny.
Like the final part of the quest I really enjoyed. I just didn't like the constant fetch quest throughout the entire thing. My god.
Yeah. And I feel like throughout the years, I think they've gotten better because Natlan quest was, oh my gosh, one of my favorite
good.
world quests.
But
Freaking good.
But this is the thing, bro. In the same freaking region as the RNR, we got the peak that was the Golden Slumber quest line.
Yes, you're so right. I'm so sad that Jet is not like a playable character because I feel like she should have been.
Yeah,
that quest was dark. That quest was really dark.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with Lilopar too, that was like really, really dark.
Is that the racist
but I
line?
loved it. Yeah, the racist lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that quest was good. I agree. That was really, really good. Golden Slumber. Yeah. Also the freaking I'm one quest from being done with the Natlan World quest. I unfortunately didn't have time to finish it before Krai came out, but I'm one quest away from the end of that one.
Ooh. The
dragon.
Yeah,
the dragon quest.
Yeah, really good too. You'll enjoy it.
I know. I already saw like what do you call it? I already saw like the screenshots of the final domain or whatever, and how it's like the dragon supercomputer. Oh, this is what if I can rant a little bit.
For sure.
I'm surprised that I'm not surprised actually, because this stuff is not in the main lore, but I think this is one of the problems that I hope they fix with Krai, but it's kind of people were complaining about how technologically advanced Natlan was.
Oh,
and I understand I understand that are you upset with how the technology was in Natlan?
No, so for me, I love the fact that Natlan was technologically advanced. It was very apparent and obvious from the get-go. My problem was the aesthetical choice of presenting that technology to be so modernized. That was the only thing.
That's fair. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm okay with Mawika having a motorcycle. I just didn't expect it to look like that. Exactly. If it looked more like the Breath of the Wild motorcycle where Link had like I forgot the name of the civilization. This is so bad. I'm usually good at Zelda lore, but the ancient civilization that is in Breath of the Wild.
I just know Hyrule, man.
he got like the master cycle, which is like the master motorcycle, but it was cool because it looked like a horse.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I
I
feel like if they did
to look like a dragon.
A dragon or a phoenix or something, and I feel like that would have been. They kind of got it because when she flies, her wheels have like wings, but it would have been so cool if they made it look like she was actually flying on a phoenix, it really would, instead of like a motorcycle. I agree with you. I agree, but I love the technology in Natlan, and it makes sense because the dragon race was that we know now one of the most, if not the most, technologically advanced. They almost built a spaceship to space.
It reminds me of the space race.
Yeah, the space race. Yeah, exactly. And then like is it Kardashev? No, is that the Kardashev scale where it's like the
I think so.
type 1, type 2, type 3 civilizations?
I think so.
I think, right? Kardashev scale. Yeah, a method for classifying civilizations by their energy consumption. And then you find that the dragons had like this massive supercomputer where they basically, I think it was like I haven't finished the quest, but what it looks like a doomsday like simulator or something like that in the supercomputer. Am I right? This is just from screenshots that I saw. But it was like that final domain with like the dragon supercomputer, and then you're in this realm that looks like a supercomputer or something like that.
Oh my god! Wait, that's not even the last Natlan World quest.
That's where I am. So I'm about to be done with that one, I think, but I haven't made it to that domain yet.
You're talking about the one that looks like two stars colliding.
Nah, let me find the screenshot. Here, wait. Natlan World Quest.
Maybe I'm
domain.
mistaken. Maybe I'm thinking stupid.
It's like I might be like 1 quest or 2 quests away from being done with the Natlan. Because I don't remember if there was one in the last patch. I'm so behind. A lot of life stuff happened.
Understandable.
But yeah, so I feel bad because I think I've been wanting to do like the Natlan like world lore video for a while now, but I'm like 2 quests behind, probably 1 or 2 quests. Oh, it's 5.5. So I don't know if that's the second to the last or the last.
No, that's what I was talking about. Yeah,
that's the 2 stars colliding
in the middle. That's what it looks like. Yeah,
I
won't say if that's what it is or anything, but
okay.
I just noticed something else about this
image.
Actually, what the hell,
you did
bro?
The 2 stars, Bran. I hate this.
No, not even that.
Is it the sword in the back?
No, it's the 3 moon-looking things on the left.
Oh my gosh, you're right. There are 3 moon-looking things in the left. Kill me right now. Oh, I was thinking too. One of the moons was eclipsed, right? And we know Teyvat can't do that because it's flat.
Yeah.
So its shadow wouldn't look like an eclipse, I think, right? On the moon. So then does that mean there's a 4th celestial object that's eclipsing one of the moons? Is that the new moon?
Maybe it's Celestia.
Sorry, my brain is so broken. As you can tell.
You might have just broken mine with that one, to be honest.
Because, wait, let me pull up a photo. Okay, yeah, here, right? So, there's a sun behind it. See, the sun is so mysterious to me because in the lore of the 3 moon sisters, they were in love with like the morning stars.
Yeah.
Which the morning stars also refers to like Venus, I believe. Which is interesting, by the way, but we'll go into that later. But it's like, if you look into one of the moons, there's like the sun behind it.
Yeah.
We still don't know what the sun represents in Genshin Impact. Because there's like the solar chariot, the sun chariot that landed in the chasm.
Bro.
And then the people of the chasm repaired it. And then it went back up to space.
Honestly, I mean, the sun is just a super powerful star, right?
That is true. It's a star.
Could the sun not just be a relation to Ether/Lumine?
That would make the most sense because Ether literally means like the highest point of the sky or something like that, right? And Lumine means light.
Yeah.
Yeah. And gold sun, gold power, gold light realm. Oh my gosh, my brain is broken.
I feel that.
And it's hard too because the sun is like kind of, they always I think they even threw the prism analogy back in with Kuvaki, where it's like light spreads into 7 different bands of color or whatever, and it's like an analogy for the 7 elements. And then the Traveler's Ascension material is literally called a prism, which makes sense because of their ability to absorb like all types of elements. Yeah. So
all
it's
elements,
like there's also Paimon, and like, okay, we know that the Triquetra now has something to do with like the 3 moon sisters. So the fact that she has it on her is creeping me out. At least because it's like the sigil. The Nodkrai sigil has 3 circles, and in the middle is a Triquetra. And then you have like Llama when she does her burst or elemental skill or something like that. The pattern it leaves on the floor is the 3 moons. And I think Nouvelette also leaves the 3 circles with the Triquetra, which makes sense because he's dragon authority and the moons were made by a dragon.
Yes.
But then Paimon has it. So now we're like, what the heck? Like, but she's a Triquetra with a dot in the middle, so... Yes,
Khaenri'ah. She tweeted out the other day, and it's so... Like, this is almost picture perfect, man.
Yeah, that's it, the Triquetra, the 3 moons.
But it's like...
And it's also, look at the crescent moon, the waning moon, and the full moon.
Yeah, but like the one at Enconomia, it looks like serpent heads, right? It looks like snakes.
Oh yeah, the snake heads. Yeah,
and same as Loma's Loma's ult thing.
Ouroboros, eating its own tail.
Yeah, it's 3 of them. They all 3 have the serpent head, and also obviously in Loma's ult, it's got the 3 moons in it too. It's got the full moon, the crescent moon, and the waning moon.
That makes sense because snake, I feel like they're largely attributed to dragons at this point. So then it's like, and then look at this. Even Nouvelette's, when he's charging his thing, they almost kind of look like snakes also.
True.
And at some point, Khaenri'ah did worship a snake. It's the only mention besides Dainsleif's constellation that exists in the game for Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail.
Yeah.
According to the Byakuya collection, volume 4 ? Or volume 1, I think there's like a passage that says Serpent's Heart, and it talks about a time when Khaenri'ah worshipped 2 imaginary gods or something like that. And one of them was Ouroboros, like an imaginary snake god. Now I'm just like, why are you pulling the words imaginary? Why in the Honkai right now?
Oh god.
So that's cool that I wonder if Ouroboros is, oh my gosh, Bran, what if it's one of the, that'd be really cool if Ouroboros is one of the sovereigns.
Yes, it would be.
But I don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. It'd be cool if it was. That'd be cool. But then it's like the implications for Dainsleif are pretty strong then, because his constellation is literally Ouroboros. But
exactly.
Isn't Nouvelette's Leviathan?
Yeah.
Or is that just his name? Is his constellation legit called Leviathan?
Yeah,
it is. Leviathan Judicator. Oh my gosh, Bran. Oh, if Dainsleif ends up becoming a sovereign.
Well, that would be kind of lit. That would be kind of lit.
Honestly, after the reveal of Rhine-Daughter being literally merging with the god of life, Niberius.
Yeah.
Anyone could have anything on their resume at this point.
Anything's possible now.
Anything's possible. And it's interesting because Shuakoto was he was also kind of he was like a sage, or he was the second in command or something of Nibelung, and he was trying to stop the dragons from doing a bunch of things while Nibelung was like away. So he was kind of like a loner a little bit in his beliefs, which is kind of interesting because Dainsleif is also kind of a loner too.
True.
So it'd be interesting.
Loner.
And it's loner. And it's interesting because Colombina introduced the concept of a god that doesn't want to be a god. Which could very well be for, it could also apply to the sovereigns as well. They're like beings of authority that don't, maybe not necessarily their reincarnations don't want to be
actually
people of authority either. Because Colombina's story's sad because it's like the implication there too. What do you think of this? Do you think Colombina could be the daughter of the Frost Moon? Because she hears like this lullaby. We know she has a connection to the Frost Moon. We know her powers originate from like the Frost Moon. And then she was like, oh, I've heard this lullaby ever since I was born, but I don't know who taught it to me. And it was kind of like,
I think
be
so.
Interesting.
I think that's...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think it might be too obvious though.
You think it might be? I think so too. I think it might be a little too on the nose, but I also don't want to knock it out as a possibility.
Fair. I think that's understandable. I'm just thinking like, if anybody ever says, oh, I've heard this since I was a child, but I don't know who taught me it, you'd instantly think the mom, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, if you look at the way she sleeps on the moon, it's almost like a cradle.
True.
So I was like, it's kind of sad if like, and it's kind of sad too, because it's like, Colombina was born a goddess, but no one ever taught her how to be one. So, and she's the only thing she ever learned from being a goddess on her own is that relationships are completely transactional.
Yes.
And she didn't want that. And then so she left, right? It was part of the reason why she left. And then she ended up going to the Fatui only to find out that relationships were yet again still transactional.
Incredibly. Even more so transactional.
Even more so, I would say. Yeah, I agree with you. So it's kind of, I actually love that part of her character because it's like, oh, you see like why she's so lonely and alone, like she's this being that already exists apart from humanity. So already she has this innate disconnect, ironically, from humanity as a god, right? As a goddess.
Yeah.
And then it's like just her journey is constantly like her finding out, oh, you're just alone.
Man,
because
it's so fucking sad.
Yeah, it is. It is actually really sad. And it's kind of like, it makes sense for her story though, because she's a moon goddess who was never taught how to be one. And all she ever learned was that people just want something from her. And she's told that her duty is to grant it, but at what cost, Especially when these people just want more out of you.
Man, fuck all those hoes, man.
The frost. That's why I liked when Llama said like she understood why, or she said something to the effect of like she understood why she left, because the people just kept asking for more.
Yeah,
like they were like, oh, expand our land, give us weapons, like make our nation strong, whatever. And she was like, nah, I don't want any of that though.
Yeah.
Like y'all ask for too much, you know.
Yeah. It's true,
I get it. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. And that's why it's like I feel like the Traveler getting to know her as an entity, as a person, like
yeah, it's cute.
Per
it's
se,
cool.
it's cute, and it makes so much sense because it's like you want her to see the good in humanity, like the good in the fact that like relationships don't have to be transactional, you know, like you can do things out of the kindness of your own heart and do things out of care for someone. So it's like, Traveler bringing her snacks and stuff and being very careful because they don't want it to seem like, you know, it's like transactional. Like, yes, they do want information out of her, but they also don't want her to feel like she has to keep giving it with nothing in return. You know what I mean?
Like there's an understanding there that like she's free to, there's no pressure.
There's no pressure. Yeah, exactly. The Traveler's like, okay, we'll leave you alone now. It's like, it's fine. You can just enjoy the snacks and you don't have to say it anymore. You don't have to do X, Y, and Z. Like you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Like I like that. So I think it makes sense that they're making us hang out with her. Because I feel like that, you know, it's like you're trying to form that trust with someone, which is good. Yeah,
I agree. God damn, man. Oh, no, Krai's gonna have us. We'll do one of these every patch.
I'm down. I'll see you again in like 6 weeks.
Jesus, it's the Don't Cry podcast, the Not Cry.
That's true.
Thank you for joining me for a yap fest for.
Of course,
YouTube.
Anytime.